today. We'll have a full story for you coming up.
Good evening, I'm Callihan. Marshall, Kristen, and Don have the night off. Tomorrow is a very busy day for much of Utica. It's the St. Patrick's Day Parade along with some festivities. Unfortunately, the weather won't look anything like it was today. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis has your weekend forecast.
That's right, Callihan. We've been talking about this all week long about how the weather was going to change for the weekend. Nothing's changed in terms of that. We're expecting cold, windy weather for the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Temperatures will be in the upper 20s to low 30s. There will be some light snow around. The wind will be from the west at around 15 to 25 miles an hour. So it's definitely something that's going to be making you feel pretty chilly. The wind chill with those conditions will be in the teens. But if you have your gloves on, if you have your hat on, and you don't have any exposed skin, you will feel much less of that wind. So it's important to be dressed nice and warm as you're heading out. Current temperature is 46 degrees. If you haven't gotten a chance to enjoy today, your time is running out because we're seeing some changes that are taking place this evening. From the north, some colder, cloudier weather is on the way. In fact, we can look at the current temperatures. Look at the difference between Albany to Watertown. A 25-degree difference here. That cooler weather is on the way. This evening, temperatures will remain in the 40s. Cloudy skies. Have a look at your Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, and it's coming up. Callihan, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Today in New Zealand, a gunman entered 2 mosques and opened fire, killing 49 people. Muslims around the world are mourning the loss of many who were killed. And many people here locally are also feeling those effects. Here's News Channel 2's Gary Liberatore with that story for us tonight.
This sound means prayer service is beginning here at the Bosnian Islamic Association of Utica on Court Street. And for those who are not Muslim, it may sound like it's from another world.
This is a community that welcomes people, and we want to make sure they know this is still true here.
Before Friday afternoon's prayer service here on Court Street, Jill Farnham-Us of the Interfaith Coalition of Greater Utica letting these Muslims know one thing by holding up this sign.
This says, no matter where you're from, we're glad you're our neighbor. It's heartbreaking. It is just heartbreaking. It feels like somewhere we've been given permission to hate, and I don't know where that's from.
Christchurch, New Zealand is 9,000 miles away, but what happened there was definitely felt here on the other side of the globe.
Things like that, put people, on high alert. It's definitely something that we take note of. And with our Muslim population in the city, we've definitely taken note and beefed up some of our patrols in the areas of mosques.
There are a number of mosques in Utica from Court Street to Kossuth Ave and from Kemble Street to Bleecker Street. We saw an officer parked out front of the West Bosnian Islamic Center on Bleecker.
And what's going on here in Utica today is really a microcosm of what's going on around the country. Now, are you concerned that something like this could happen in the United States?
I don't think so. No. You gotta pray what you gotta pray. That's it. You can say something. Just thanks God, happen over here.
It's a sad day, and it's a day that we can come together and remind each other that we're not alone.
In Utica, Gary Liberatore, News Channel 2.
Utica police say what happened in New Zealand is like a wake-up call that anything can happen anywhere. And with tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day Parade and the after-party on Varick Street, security will once again be majorly beefed up. Police say there will be a presence both visually and behind the scenes that no one will see. Utica is being helped by other agencies, including the Oneida County Sheriff's Department.
They are the primary. They're in charge of setting up the entire security plan. We are providing them the assistance that they have requested from us. Certainly I'm not going to get into that, but there are various levels of security for an event of that size. And I cannot stress enough to people, if you see something, please say something.
Again, like you just heard it, if you see something, say something, even if it's not a mass gathering like tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day events. The city of Utica is getting all ready for those events. The parade Grand Marshal John Sullivan painted the green stripe right down the middle of Genesee Street in front of the Stanley Theater today. Sullivan is the contractor working on the Irish Cultural Center.
It's the whole thing, the whole week, from the half hooli to the Passion of the Shillelagh to now the painting of the Green Line. It keeps on getting better and better, and of course tomorrow is really what it's all about. It's going to be fantastic.
So on St. Patrick's Day, we're all Irish, and the close-knit family that we do have, that people come together, it's just a great day to celebrate. Hopefully the weather will be equally as nice tomorrow as it is today.
Also there today, Assemblywoman Marianne Buttonshawn, who gave Sullivan a resolution from the State Assembly honoring him for his contributions to the community. Brand new at 6, Johnston School of Irish Dance is helping spread the St. Patrick's Day spirit all over the area. This is an annual tradition that the school has done for over a decade. The Irish step dancers were happy to show off some of those dances they've learned over the past year. In addition to performing at the Parkway Center, they also performed at 3 other places today. Tonight, there will be a St. Patrick's Day Mass at St. Joseph's St. Patrick's Church on Columbia Street in Utica, and that starts in just about an hour, so at 7 o'clock. Mother Marian's West Side Kitchen is reminding everyone to bring non-perishable goods to the parade tomorrow. Volunteers will be coming through with wheelbarrows to collect the donations, which will go straight to the local food pantry to help serve our local people in need.
We're running around a couple of thousand a year in cash and 1,400 or 1,500 food items, which I'm told serves lunch for anyone who's in need of a hot meal for about 3 or 4 months.
Like we said, bring those items right to the parade with you and give them to those volunteers with the wheelbarrows as they come by. Like always, News Channel 2 will be covering the parade. It starts at 10 tomorrow morning. Our very own Steve McMurray and Jolene Ferris will be broadcasting it live in front of the Stanley. Jason Paulus will be reporting from the start of the parade, and meteorologist Reed Kisselback will be live with the latest weather forecast along the entire route. Live coverage begins during the News Channel 2 weekend today, which starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning and continues through the start of the parade until the very last float makes its way through. You can watch the parade live on NBC from 10 until noon, and we'll rebroadcast the parade on St. Patrick's Day at 11 a.m. Sunday on the CW11. The lead investigator on the college admissions scandal captivating national headlines has ties to Utica. News Channel 2's Jolene Ferris joins us live in the studio with those details. Jolene.
Thanks, Callihan. Much of what FBI Special Agent Laura Smith needed to know to bust open this case, she learned at Utica College, where she's a 2003 graduate of the school's Economic Crime Investigation program. Her course of study is listed right in the beginning of that 204-page affidavit she created in this case. Criminal justice professor Donald Rabovich taught Special Agent Smith and remembers her well.
He was very good at working what we call hypothetical scenarios. I recall her being very good at working out those cases because it's like a cat and mouse game. You're trying to think like the criminal and be 2 steps ahead.
Early signs. 2003 UC grad Special Agent Laura Smith is assigned to the FBI's Boston field office, and of course the school plans to reach out to her and invite her to come lecture at the college, which has a big fraud and financial crime investigation program. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Jolene. Who says Cooperstown is a baseball village? The community came out today to celebrate the boys basketball team as they gear up for the state Final Four. News Channel 2's Alicia D'Addario has more.
The Cooperstown boys basketball team received quite the send-off ahead of their state semifinal game.
We're really just playing for something a little bit bigger than ourselves. We're playing for the entire town. It would be awesome to bring home the first state championship in boys basketball history at Cooperstown. So to have the community support behind us, it really means everything to us.
It's so cool. I mean, especially through sports, when you see communities come together, it's something really cool to see. I remember seeing it through my freshman year with the baseball team, state semifinals, and now this team. This team has something special, and it's really cool to be out there with the community, and everyone's supporting us, and everyone's rooting for us, especially, amongst our peers, too. It's great.
The team will meet back here at the high school at 7:30 tomorrow morning, then hit the road to Binghamton. The Hawkeyes just 2 wins away from the program's first ever boys basketball state title. Cooperstown will face Greenport of Section 11. Tip-off is at 10:45, and I'll have you covered with full highlights from Floyd Main's arena. But in Cooperstown, I'm Alicia D'Addario, News Channel 2.
Coming up on News Channel 2 at 6, open registration for this year's Boilermaker is officially underway. Also tonight, a bunch of engineers in one place this weekend for a very exciting competition.
We are tracking changes